Lora Krulak, and my friend Renee and I agreed to go on a no plastic challenge. So we used absolutely no new plastic for 1 week.
Hi, I'm Renee Loux, and it really was one of the great challenges. We did set up a few rules and parameters, right?
Exactly. The rules were set up beforehand, no new plastic.
Right. We agreed that plastic already in our possession was acceptable, but absolutely no new plastic. And we did make an exception for cellulose, didn't we?
Exactly. So like cellulose around gum, for example.
Right. And we agreed we could use that with discretion. So, Laura, what did you find was the most challenging aspect of our week?
Okay. So there were several challenges, but I'd have to say that the most challenging was food packaging, namely packaging around vegetables. There's a particular lettuce that I like that comes, romaine lettuce, that comes packaged in 3. And I obviously I couldn't buy it, so I had to go towards one that was unpackaged. And it was good because I was supporting local farmers because it was grown in the Miami area, and it made my mornings a little longer in that I had to wash the vegetables a little more, but it's okay. And I liked it. It's a good lettuce. What about you?
I'm with you. I ran into a few challenges, though I'd say one of the toughest ones besides food packaging was supplements. Like the chlorella, the single-cell algae I take is in plastic. I did find one in glass, but it had a plastic top, so that was difficult. Flax oil, also plastic bottle, did find one in glass, metal top, that was a green light. So, I'd say it was tough to manage through it, but what did you find was the easiest for you?
Well, the easiest was the water bottles or a teacup. I'm already in a habit of carrying around my own glass water bottle and my own teacup. And what was interesting is that many places sell water that's in glass bottles. I had really thought that water is primarily sold in plastic, and Whole Foods has its own signature brand of water, distilled water, sold in glass. And I had bought a bunch of those, and I saved it, and I'm reusing them. So that's kind of nice. And what about you? What did you find was easiest?
I'm with you on the bottles, the water bottles. For me, not consuming any plastic bags actually came quite naturally, and I have to confess, it didn't always come naturally in my life. It's something I've really programmed into bring a bag to the store for my groceries and so on. And I also really diligently wash and dry all my plastic produce bags, so I did have enough on hand. And that was really neat to see that that practice is not something that was always easy for me. It's a habit that I've really developed, and now is just like a reflex. So that felt good, victorious. And how about what did you find, anything surprising that came out of the week?
What was surprising was I was surprised by that. What was I surprised by? I have no idea what I was surprised by. Here's what I was surprised by. I was surprised by how much plastic that I really use on a weekly basis. I was shocked, actually. It took my awareness of plastic to an entirely new level. And that I'm grateful for, because I'm so aware of it that I'm taking it on with me, and I've created new habits, which is great. So I'm grateful for this challenge. And what about you? Were you sort of shocked by anything?
Well, very much with you. Surprised at the level of awareness. I found myself around plastic where I thought I was, already quite mindful about it. It's kind of found its way in and tough to navigate. Though I had to say, I was surprised that this was very doable. And I felt it was able to navigate it with a measure of enthusiasm. And it surprised me. It surprised me that with some concerted effort, this is something very doable. So let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel like you did this week?
So I think I did about a 7.5, 8. I was very, very, very enthusiastic about it. I was excited, and I was excited to share it. I told everybody that I was doing it. Like, oh no, please don't put a plastic lid on that because I'm doing a plastic-free week. And people were actually interested in it. But there were a few things I messed up on by default. Like, I didn't know that there was plastic on the packaging. And I did want the week to end so I could order some things or buy some things that had plastic on it. So that's where I would take my number down. But and what about you?
I would say 8.5, 9. And actually, unlike you, I kind of went into the week white knuckling it. I was not actually that excited about it. You know, it sort of felt like, oh, this is going to be a burden. However, what I found was actual genuine enthusiasm and genuinely able to navigate, you know, with just an awareness. Like you, though, I did have some slip-ups, and by default, I ended up, you know, with by the time I was out of the store, realized, oh, I got a package of bread, it has plastic, so I, you know, cash deal with transaction done. But overall, I'd say, you know, very A+ for enthusiasm, and it was a really terrific challenge, and thank you so much.
Thank you. It was fun too. And on to the next one.